Okay, let's start. The beautiful space that Swamiji is given. He gave a morning discourse, an evening discourse, evening satsang and morning satsang. Again and again, he reiterates how we can exist in that beautiful space. He very particularly talks about the food that we take, how the just not the vegetarian food, not he goes to the extent of saying how these juices really detox our body. Taking castor oil morning and evening, taking haritaki powder morning and evening really cleans, like how you wash your hands. You wash your hands multiple times, not just one or two times. You wash your hands after every, like before every meal and after every meal. So you keep cleaning your hands. Same way your gut, your intestine, your liver, all this also has to be very clean. Then only your subtle part of your brain starts working. It's very important how we keep our stomach. The stomach layer, Swamiji says, the juices, how it starts functioning, and the muscle memory, it starts happening. The digesting the food that we take. The food that we take really matters because what we put in is what we are. Our own cells are made from those food that we take in. So if we take more and more detox food, and for Gurukul, he has told, take the banana stem juice every week, at least couple of times. Then he has said about bilva juice and neem juice, as many times as a week you can take it. And he says only 100 ml, not even so much, just 100 ml, but it does so much good in our body. Even the turmeric, just adding turmeric to water and add a honey and you can drink. It's very good, tasty, and it'll detox your body so much. All these things, what it does is brings you to a listening space, because the body is the most important. When body is ready to listen only, then only you will grasp the higher powers. Literally, your Jatagni, the Manipuraha, is the reason how things are created around you. The Manipuraha is a fire. It, whatever you offer in the fire, that only exists as your manifest you as your reality. For example, the Mahavakya that you chant, they say you offer into that Agni, like how they do Homa, they offer ghee. Same way, in your navel is where your chanting starts. The sound starts from navel. Swamiji beautifully says, your hunger starts in your throat and your chanting starts in your stomach. We do the other way around. We shout with our throat and we think hunger is in the stomach. That is why when you take liquid, when you're hungry, it is there only for 1.5 hours. After that, the hunger disappears. You understand the Jatagni that is inside is the reason how the reality is created, because the words, everything connect to the stomach. When it is completely clean, you are like thoughtless, weightless, you feel so relieved. And these higher cognition, completion starts settling in you. It is like putting the foundation. You want to build something, you need a foundation. You can't build in air. Somewhere you need a foundation, right? So that is what happens when you start cleaning with all these great liquids that are there. Then he says how we understand, if you're, suppose say you're tired, if you're fighting not with your body of tiredness, but you're fighting with the boredom. You start fighting with the boredom and you want to pamper your body, saying it's tired, it's tired. You keep eating more, eating this, eating that. You're not going to get anywhere else. If you are tired, you attend to the boredom that you have with different things. The fight is resolved. Sorry. So the whole thing is how we stop like how the cells in our body, if you take the cells, one cell is always same as other cell. It is not feeling lower or higher. Understand clearly, the fight starts only when you feel you're threatened by something else. When you understand there is nothing to be threatened or nothing to be empowered, overpowered, there is everything happens, how your cells in the body functions one with another. If one is not there, the other takes care of that functioning. It is only responsibility based, not fight based. But in outer world, we are constantly fighting with our thoughts and our views on different things, with boredom, with tiredness, with depressions, with so many things. That is where we start creating a whatever in the reality we are not getting the result out of that. So if you look in how you are dealing with everything in life, are you fighting that something is more than you? Are you fighting something is less than you? When you understand and function how your body functions, your body is so intelligent. Any questions you want, you can ask your body how it functions, because it exactly functions how the macrocosm functions. There is no fear, there is no greed, there is nothing. If one part of the body is gone, the other part is filling up and taking care of that. But in our case, we think one person is more intelligent than us, one person is less intelligent than us. If a person is very wealthy, he is always scared that somebody take off his money. He is completely insecure about the whole thing. Like that, we are wherever in our life. If you're fighting with your body, be very clear, at some place you are feeling something is better or something is worse. Then only the anxiety starts, then only the restlessness starts. If you don't have anything which is more than you or less than you, how can you fight with that? You will simply be complete with that. Only when you understand any part of the life, whether you're struggling in the job, whether you're struggling in the relationship, whether you're struggling in a school, whether you're struggling anywhere, the only problem is, first thing, somewhere you are feeling something is more than you. Oh, that person knows more than me. This person knows less than me. When you start bringing in that comparative reality, then suffering starts. And second thing, where is the problem? Pinpointing to that. It is not tiredness with the body. Body does not get tired unless there is something boredom attached to it. You're feeling bored somewhere. Because you're feeling bored somewhere, you are feeling tired of doing that. If you're really happy every time doing something, you will be wanting to do that more and more. You will never get bored, never get depressed, or never get tired of doing that. You will say, I want to do that, I want to do that again and again. Somewhere, because it brings the completion. The completion happens because you attend to that part and complete with that. Otherwise, somewhere you are feeling something less or something more. So everywhere in your life, you will be having some war happening. You will be fighting with something. That is where really puts you down. And that is where your listening is lost, your unclutching is lost. That plays a major role in you. That is what Swamiji calls oneness. Oneness is not how oneness function, is how a cell functions. One cell and other cell does not feel lower than each other or higher than each other. All the cell functions exactly the same. Then there is no war. If one set of cell in your body is fighting with another set of cell, you have something called incompletion and something called disease and problems and all that. But if you're very clear, stop fighting with that part. Tell very clearly, I am not going to fight with that part anymore. Simply you'll see the part just healing so beautifully. The part is not less than you. The part is not more than you. The part is exactly same as any other part. everywhere, when you understand this very clearly, first thing, there is nothing more than us, nothing less than us. Everything is one and the same. In water, 1 cup of water, can you say one part of the water is something better than the other cup of water? Clear water. You can't differentiate. The beautiful example Swamiji gives is how the butter in the milk, butter is there in the milk, but can we see it? It is all one and same. Only if you start making it as a paneer or something, the milk is made as curd and milk is made as curd and curd is made as ghee and the butter is taken out from that. So understand, only the whole essence, how you start understanding life. When you start fighting a war with everything, you are restless. You are always in anxiety attack. You are always going where as though something is there that you have to nullify it. But when you understand completely how we exist, about the space that we are, and so beautifully the space that Gurukul Balasans, they do not fight, they only, whatever they do, they exaggerate on Swamiji. That is what happens, and completely that brings them such a space of oneness. They do not think something is more than them. They do not find something less than them. They only find everything is one and the same. And if anywhere you apply your financial problem, your relationship problem, your problems in the school or office or job, anywhere, you win the whole war. Swamiji says very beautifully, you don't have anything more than you, you don't have anything less than you. Be very clear. It is one and the same, exactly replica of each other. Life is a hologram. It is, nothing can be different from another. Swamiji says so beautifully, if you change the heat of the body, you can change the heat of the universe. No, you can bring rain, cloud, everything, changing the heat. If you start controlling the water in your eyes, if you have the command over the water in your eyes, you can command any oceans, any lakes, any water body. Like that, when you move your hand, you can move the sun. That is because you are one and the same. The sun is not greater than you, and you are not lesser than the sun. Again and again, understand how your body functions. It is all one and the same. So you don't have any fights because you're thinking you're less or you're more. You want to fill in that gap. Then only some fight comes. Then only anxiety comes. Then only you are so annoyed. Anything comes. Otherwise, nothing is there. It comes to restful, peaceful space. Only if there is something more or less, then you have to try to make it fine. But everything is same. Then what you do? There is nothing to do anything. You just unclutch and be in the space of oneness with Paramashiva and manifest as powers. So you can manifest all these powers only if you understand that you are one with that. That is the oneness space. Very, very powerful space. How your body functions. Again and again, see how your body cells function. Your cells are, each cell itself is smart. Completely, it can do anything that whole body can do. So intelligent. Just see, they don't fight with each other. They only take responsibility about each other. So let's take 5 minutes. Wherever we are fighting, whether it is a small thing as simple as a cold, or as difficult as an exam or some great financial decision you have to make, everything, see yourself that in oneness. Then suddenly everything collapses and becomes so easy. Oh, studies, you just absorb studies. Studies is not greater than you. If you think studies is greater, then learning becomes difficult. If you think teacher is greater than you, then learning becomes difficult. Wherever you nullify it, then you don't have any incompletion. Then whatever you say, you start becoming the command of that. So we're going to play the Mahavakya and we're going to post the question. Let's write wherever we are fighting. Wherever you are fighting, look in clearly. What is that you're fighting? Which is fighting means you're thinking something more than you or less than you. Whether it is a teacher who's better than you or some thing that in the office that you think they are better than you or less than you. Complete with that. Everybody's as intelligent as you. Everybody's as good as you. Everybody's as same as you. It's a mirror. Life is a mirror. Don't try to bring less and more. It will not work. The beautiful space only when you understand that everything is inside everything. It's just merging. It's in oneness. So let's go ahead and write and complete, and then we'll go to the Shastra Pramana.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivam, 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 Nithyananda Paramashivam, Nithyananda Paramashivam, Nithyananda Paramashivam, Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam, Om Nithyananda Paramashivam, Om Nithyananda Paramashivam, Om Nithyananda Paramashivam, Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam, 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 Nithyananda Paramashivam, Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam, Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivam. Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivam.
We'll go to Shastra Pramana.
Shastra Pramana for the power of consciousness over matter, silicon, is taken from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 120, Dharana 95. Kvachid vastuni vinyasya shanairdrishtim nivartayet tajnanam chitta sahitam devi shunyalayo bhavet. क्वचिद् वस्तुनि विन्यस्य शनैर्दृष्टिं निवर्तयेत् तज्ज्ञानं चित्तसहितं देवि शून्यालयो भवेत्.
So beautiful. This sutra completely talks about the unclutched space. Having fixed one eye on the particular object, one should slowly withdraw the sight from the object as well as slowly eliminate the knowledge of the object along with the thought and impression of it. Understand that we are constantly building the knowledge and the thoughts and the impression on everything that we have around. That knowledge is not complete. So that is where we start understanding that something is better, something is worse, something is good, something is bad. We start differentiating everything. But if you understand everything is a source, everything happens from the space of oneness of Paramashiva. If we understand nothing is greater, nothing is better, everything is one and the same, and we understand everything is consciousness, it will empower us to understand, to unclutch from that the object that we have, the knowledge that we have, and whenever we start understanding something, we have something which we don't want to understand. Those part of it will get healed. That is why we are not able to recognize the whole. Always when we come to a conclusion on something, we miss out a lot of things about it. We don't look at everything as a whole. When you unclutch from everything, from the space everything is a whole, you will understand the consciousness part of it also. Then, O Devi, one abides in the Sunya, the state where there is nothing other than this exists, which is the state of all inclusive. That's exactly the word. Only if you become all inclusive, you don't think something is better, something is worse, and drop most of the things and only learn some part of it. Whatever you like, you learn it. If you don't like, you don't learn it. If you don't want, you don't do it. Constantly we are fighting with some part of us, which is the reason why we don't look at things as whole. When we look at things as whole, we'll understand that everything is one and the same and is sunya. That nothing to know about it is existing. That is why it is all inclusive, it is infinity. Today we are going to do consciousness over matter. Contemplate on this truth. The instruction for that is, we are going to have some object. You can have pen, pencil, you can have the cap, or you can have some small items on. If you have a cell phone, keep it on that. If you don't have, just keep it on the book you have. And we are going to move the object. Why we are doing this again and again? To understand that consciousness, you are Paramashiva, you are in oneness with everything. When you command how you command your hand and your hand moves, exactly you can move anything around you. The powerful space of oneness, you can really physically demonstrate by understanding this great Shakti that Swamiji will simply manifest when you understand everything is one and the same, and you request Swamiji in deep gratitude to function through you. Simply you will see that object moving on the surface. So let's place something, and something which is stable, which is not like sliding down or moving by itself. If you can take a picture of it or you can record it, that will be wonderful. Now let's sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Deeply inhale and exhale. Now connecting to the space of oneness in restful awareness, and chant the Mahavakya from your navel center as Achapa Achapa, awakening your whole being. And let's start the meditation. Yes, let's sit straight, visualize Swamiji, and contemplate on this oneness space and chant the Mahavakya continuously till the Mahavakya ends. Don't get into anything else. Just chant the Mahavakya. If you see the oneness capsule, continue to see the oneness capsule, but be with unclutching continuously. Now let's start. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om
Yes. Please go ahead, take the picture. And if you could take the poll, that'll be really nice. If the object has moved or whatever you are able to manifest, that whatever Swamiji is showing you, you can post it. Yes, few more people could take the poll. So beautiful. Yes, this doesn't go by your name or anything. Whatever you experience, you can post it. Yes, I'm going to end the poll. We have 7 people taken, and out of that, 4 has manifested the powers. That's wonderful, and 100% all 7 got the powerful cognition. That's so beautiful. All this, please go ahead and post it in this Kailash courtyard. All the only request for all of you is to, whenever you post it in the Kailash courtyard, it really helps so many people, thousands of people, to complete with their self-doubt, self-denial, and really bring a beautiful completion space. Yes, go ahead and click this, and you can post it in Zoom chat also. Ma, the poll is over. You can post it in the Zoom chat, and you can beautifully post it in the Kailash courtyard, Sri Kailasha courtyard, manifesting power group also. The very beautiful space that we start sharing whenever we are excited about what has happened, and simply we start sharing, it becomes more and more depth in us. The depth only matures into the higher realities. So whenever we share and tell the world what we experience, whenever we enrich, we are voting for that again and again inside us. That we become, that whole cognition becomes more and more concrete in us. That is why the enriching is most important for us, to get it grounded, whatever we went through, the experience, making it as cognition happens during enriching. That is why enriching is so important. The sharing and enriching of all these great truth and the happening is so important. We ask you to share. You post it in the group, but when you share the page. There's a page, Sri Kailasha Kotyard Manifesting Power page. You share the page. Seeing someone post 1 month back on the park on, yes. Yes, thank you so much, Ma, Debbie. It's so beautiful. She has shared that seeing somebody manifest that powers really makes you manifest. Especially you see the page, so many people are manifesting all these powers. Simply you will mirror that neurons into you. That's what, it's very powerful. That's what we keep asking you to share. And thank you so much for posting that. It's all the beautiful space. We ask you to post and collect, and that is why we give you the Atma Pramana, Apta Pramana, Shakshi Pramana, because you can mirror it very fast. Your mirror neurons, if you know everybody is doing it, you will simply do it. So it becomes very easy. When we started power manifestation, it took us like 3 years to understand. But once we started doing, all the kids just mirrored into each other. So the time it takes and time it spreads, it's completely unreasonable. Like you can't even compare. The minute one catches, the all other catches with that cognition. So if you start seeing those beautiful sharing, you will also mirror into all these things. And when you share, you get your whole manifestation grounded into your cognitions. So with that, let's surrender all these Shaktis and these powerful cognition to Swamiji's lotus feet in deep gratitude and prayerful. We'll ask Swamiji to make all this as our existential reality, the buddhi that happens in us. And with that, let's sit straight, visualize Swamiji, and end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you, Nithyanandam. Make sure you are in the satsang. Nithyanandam.
Thank you, Ma Nithyanandam.